Hey everybody, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Got the AirPods in. As you can tell, I'm at the airport right now, and I thought I would take advantage of this time to make a little video for all of you guys on my thoughts on the upcoming week. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on. Got earnings coming up, we got the Fed coming up, we got, just a crazy run today with Tesla stock. Nice move for sure. But I want to talk about my thoughts on what may or may not be coming. Now, full transparency, I'm Tesla bull, long-term investor, all in on Tesla besides my real estate investments, so yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story, you know me. But that said, I feel like, and I'm biased. Let me explain why I'm biased before I even get into my thoughts. I have a lot of cash on the sideline right now. Just sitting there just in case something happens, in case there's a really good opportunity. I already have all the shares I want as far as Tesla goes, so no worries there. This is just me trying to have better pricing power over the long term. So I had initially thought that Tesla was going to drop below $100. I thought maybe it'd get to like 90, maybe like just barely break it. So I had a buy order at $99. As you can imagine, I'm a little salty about that because I missed it by $2. But this is what happens when you try to time the market, so don't do that. Have your long-term shares and stick with those. What I'm doing, I wouldn't advise it, but again, I have this cash I've been piling up, so it's just cash that I'll figure out what to do with it. It's also cash I was kind of thinking about saving to buy a house with, so we'll see what I end up doing with it. Anyways, what do I think is going to happen? So with that bias said already about me wanting it to or waiting for it to go lower, I'm not so cocky and naive to know that I have that bias now. So I'm in some ways hoping for that to happen, yet not. It's such a weird place to be in. I'm normally just someone who, I get money, I buy stock. I get money, I buy stock. And so to be in this place, this is it's interesting. I don't know how people do this on a day-to-day basis with timing the market. Like it's honestly more painful than the entire downturn we had this entire time in 2022. Not putting money to work has just been so difficult, and especially as we've seen everything run. So what am I trying to get at here? So I am still skeptical about this current run on Tesla. I mean, we ran, call it 43%, 44% in the last couple weeks. That's huge, right? So I'm basing off 101, right? So like 101 to 140 something, it's about 40%. That's massive. Is this sustainable? I don't know. I feel like a lot of the run today just had to do with, obviously, run up into earnings, which a lot of people tend to be bullish about. But also with the whole Mr. B thing, being the CEO of Twitter, I don't know if it's real or not, or if he's trolling or how long it's even been there. But I feel like this may not be the end. I'm not saying we will go lower, like lower than 101, but I don't know how much more room to run this could have. Why? Okay, because fundamentally, what's changed? Nothing's changed. All right, the Fed's still raising rates. Yes, inflation is coming down, but the Fed's still raising rates. The Fed's still worried about things being sticky. Now we've got inflation more so in the services sector, which is a lot harder to overcome. We got Tesla, clearly, they're lowering their prices, right? Major cuts, which spurred a lot of demand, but that's going to be a hit on margins. Sure, it's an attack on competitors and all that. Sure, we can make those arguments all day, but let's be honest. This was also due to demand issues, right? And what scares me now is we're starting to see somewhat of a tick up in the United States when it comes to inventory. Now, I still think we need like weeks and weeks for this to play out to really know if that's real or not. So I'm optimistic that's not real. I'm hoping that we just keep seeing that inventory decline, but it's just something to be aware of. So we still got the Fed. We still have that going on. Elon tweeted last week? Said the higher the rates go, the harder the fall. Like, it just seems like he's still convinced that there's going to be a recession or something really bad happen. And it's kind of hard to bet against him, right, when it comes to this. And then you add into it, just look at the trend, right? Like, we're not actually out of this bear market downtrend. I know I was watching what's his name, Meet Kevin, the other day, and he had a video kind of talk about how we just broke out of the bear downtrend, but we actually haven't. Like, if you go to an actual longer viewpoint, you'll see that we haven't. I'm not a big technical analysis guy, you guys know that, but it's worth at least noting. So the Fed hasn't changed. War, Ukraine, Russia, if anything, that's escalating. We got the debt ceiling to deal with, contend with. We've got what Elon's saying, we're gonna have lower margins. I don't know if they're gonna beat on this earnings. Honestly, I've been working so much, I'm kind of out of touch with what's happening with analysts and their estimates. I don't know if they revise them down after the delivery numbers or not. That'd be interesting to look into. But either way, like, I feel like it's gonna be hard to anticipate a beat. I feel like maybe they'll meet expectations. Hopefully that's not too loud. Actually, it's not my flight. Yeah, not my flight. Should I keep going? Yeah, all right, she's done. So what was I talking about? Come on, recession, demand, estimates with analysts. Yeah, I think margins are probably not going to be great. I mean, the amount of cut we saw in China, then we saw cutting here at the very end. You know, like, and then I know everyone's making the argument too about all of these I guess levers that Tesla's pulling to protect margin, right? So like lithium prices are coming down and steel batteries coming down, battery metals are coming down, manufacturing processes are improving, Tesla's this amazing technological company and all this stuff. And I agree with all that. I just don't agree that's all gonna hit this quarter. I don't agree that we're gonna see the results of that this quarter or next quarter. I'm still weary. All right, I'm still weary. And yes, we are dropping when it comes to inflation, but you know, we still have a long way to go. I know, like, if you look at the month over month, it looks very promising. All right, I've been beating that drum nonstop. But my big fear with all of this is that this becomes a big bull trap. Inflation ends up getting caught at like 3 or 4%. The Fed doesn't stop raising rates. They still go to 5.25, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do. And don't forget, like, this coming up week when they raise rates by 0.25%, which I think is baked in, I imagine they have pretty hawkish rhetoric. So I don't know. It just seems like nothing's really changed up to this point. The only thing that's changed is, yes, we have more signs that inflation's falling. Cool, but we're not there yet, you know, supposedly. And then Tesla cut prices massively, so that kind of hurts them. I mean, you know me, like, in the long term, I love this, right? Like, I think this is such a great move by them, but in the short term, with the noise, Wall Street doesn't care about long term. Wall Street doesn't take any you know, caveats or nuance or, you know, asterisks when it comes to Tesla. Tesla has to be perfect every time, no matter what, right? It's stupid. I agree with you, it's stupid. So anyways, I'm biased because obviously I still have some cash I would love to put to work. I could put it to work now, but I guess part of me thinks this is good, like, rainy day money to have. It's good money to have in case, you know, I finally find a house I want to buy. The thing is, I'm looking for a lot to tear down, so it gets complicated. I don't want to pay too much for something I have to tear down. And then it's also good to have this cash on the side in case Tesla does go down. So I hate having a lot of cash on hand. I mean, it's a great problem to have. I'm very fortunate to have it, or be in this situation. So, like, you know, it's sad times out there. I've seen so many friends and colleagues and, you know, people who are like 1 degree of separation away from me be laid off. It's like, honestly, being in the tech sector right now is like one of the hardest things to really be a part of. I mean, and I'm not even the one that's been affected by this, but it's heavy. It's really heavy. You know, I keep telling people, like, double down at work, you know, work as much as you can, make yourself valuable, get multi-threaded within your company, you know, work weekends if you have to, do whatever you have to do to be, you know, the person that stands out, to be the rock star. Because, you know, right now just going through tech, and people think that's only going to happen in tech, but we're starting to see it in finance. You know, you've seen in Spotify, sure, they're tech, I guess, but it could easily just keep going through the entire economy. So I don't know. Anyways, I guess I have to go find out what gate I'm at. Headed to Atlanta for a couple days. Got a little work trip going on here. So anyways, I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Tune in for our live stream. I mean, it's the best show on the road right now, right? Every quarterly earnings, right? We got the who's who of people. So, you know, Yashu, Farzad, Tesla Boomer Mama, Ross Gerber, I think Matt, maybe Emmett will be on. Who knows? Like Gary Black might jump on. I mean, like, it's just a who's who of a you know, live stream. So it's honestly, it's so much fun. And I still though, if you're not gonna watch us, highly recommend Rob Maurer. Rob is, you know, class act. He's just always kills it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys all go. I'll talk to you guys in a few days when I get back from Atlanta, and we'll see what the earnings are. You know, it's I'll say this one last thing. It's kind of like a weird spot to be in, because while I want them to do well, I also kind of want this earnings to be really, really bad. Like all the bad news to happen in this earnings, not because I want the stock to go lower, but just so that we can like have all this bad news baked in, and then we can look forward to Q2, Q3, Q4, right? Like all of the margin hits, like all the guidance, demand issues. Like let's just take on the chin this quarter, and let's be done with it, and let's enjoy the rest of 2023. Anyways, maybe there's a little hopium on my side. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.